Hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, and today we're going to take a look at purchasing one of the most fun items on GTA Online, the Scramjet. But in order to get the trade discount, one needs to complete, or rather one needs to win a round of a hunting pack, and so that's what I'm going to attempt to do right now. Okie dokie, now as you can see, I am in fact inside a Scramjet for this particular game, and this particular game is rather easy really. You have two teams, one of the attackers and one of the runners, and it's simply a requirement for the attackers there to impede the progress of the van at the front there. So yes, there are two teams. One team will consist of a large, heavy, slow-moving vehicle, and it'll have two defense vehicles, preferably, and there'll be a number of attackers. And like I say, it's our job to impede the progress of this van. I believe it has a bomb fitted on board, some such like that. And if it slows down for too long, rather like the movie Speed, don't you know, it's going to blow up. Okay, and so that's what we're aiming for here. Okie dokie, and off we go. Right, here we go, finally caught up to the wretched swine, and I've had absolutely no luck whatsoever, have I? Okie dokie, never mind, now I'm going in the wrong direction. Okay, well, that wasn't the best of starts really now, was it? Now, like I say, why had to take this particular mission? Well, the reason is it saves you about $1 million, to be quite frank, and there he is. Let's see if I can get him this time, and there we go. Gotta slow him down, you know. Okay, facing the wrong way again. Whoops, it daisies, and okay, I'm over the edge. Right, jolly good. Yeah, it's not what I intended whatsoever, don't you know. Okay, here we go, back at it. Now, as you're already seeing a couple of functions of the Scramjet, what makes it so entertaining here. One is its ability to leap into the air, and the other is its ability to boost, and those two attributes, when combined, can provide for rather a lot of jollity, don't you know. Okie dokie, so here we go. Like I say, the hunting pack can be found simply under your menu there, under the jobs or some such. I'm not entirely sure if it's an adversary mode or what, to be perfectly frank with you. Can't quite remember at this point in time. Okay, can I get him? No, missed him. Yes, like I say, so all it requires really is to win one game at this, really. And it's rather a fun game, it has to be said. Can be rather frustrating when you're actually doing it just for the sole purpose of trying to get the money, you know, but just to play it as a general rule, it's a little bit of a giggle. Okay, here we go, right, right, he's going to be swerving a bit there, isn't he? See if we can just clip him. Okay, got him there, I think, a little bit, but no, didn't really seem to do any good. Yeah, so if you were intending to buy the Scramjet, I would. There we go, went underneath him, didn't I? Okie dokie, spinny, don't you know? Okay, and landed, what's going on? And there he goes over the edge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that constitutes as a win. Okie dokie, so there we go. That's $1 million off the price of the Scramjet, and that's jolly good news. Okay, well, here we are now. Obviously, we've headed on back to the Maze Bank offices, don't you know, which is where I purchase most of my vehicles, and that's where we're going to go to purchase the Scramjet, of course. And we're heading on inside right now. And there you can see the rather lovely Maze Bank offices, and I'm sure you can tell by the snow in the air and laying on the ground that this is a rather old video to upload. Okay, we're inside now, and there's my rather shifty secretary. Caught her at a human slave auction the other night, you know. Don't ask me what I was doing there, none of your business. Okay, right, so here we go, getting to the computer now. All we got to do is find a way to sit down, if that's at all possible. Seem to be taking a good long look at the chair, don't I? Right, okie dokie, and here we go, sitting on down, jolly good, you know. Okie dokie, so like I say, the Scramjet, ladies and gentlemen, can be found under the Warstock Cash and Carry website, generally retailing for $4,600,000, I believe. When you get the discount there, by completing the hunting pack, it comes in at $3,480,000, and I really would advise undertaking that particular task, to be quite frank with you. Okay, and on this occasion we're going to send it to Hillcrest Residence. We're going to get there in the 811, don't you know, the Vista 811, and we're going to pick up my good friend Mr. Raccoon, who's waiting for us there. Okie dokie, and of course, as I've said before, the 811 really is a jolly good car, you know. It's quite fast, got good handling and all that, and perhaps not the top vehicle in the game anymore, sadly, but it is rather enjoyable to drive, and I would highly recommend it. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're at Hillcrest, don't you know? Only taken us 5 minutes of the video to get here so far, but never mind. Let's go on inside and see if the Scramjet has indeed been delivered. And there she is. Okay, this is got to be one of my most favorite vehicles on the particular game. Okay, jump straight in there, haven't I? Haven't done a circuit. Yeah, we go. We'll have a quick look at it. And it's a rather splendid looking vehicle, isn't it? Based on Speed Racer, I do believe. I've got absolutely no idea what that is, but apparently that's what it's based upon, don't you know? Okay, so we're going to take it on out now and see what the Scramjet's all about. And on this particular occasion, right, thank you, Mr. Raccoon. Yes, jolly good of you. Yes, he obviously thought that, oh, we got in quite quickly there, didn't he? And I've managed to get a star because he's been shooting his weapon. Okay, now, one of the particular benefits of this vehicle is that it does come pre-equipped with missiles, don't you know? And another of the benefits, as you're about to see, is there we go, leapy and all that. Haha, jolly good. Okay, went quite a long way on that one, didn't we? Yeah, so like I was saying, some of the benefits of this vehicle do include the leaping, do include the boosting, and do include those pre-equipped missiles, both homing and regular. Okay, I've lost it there, spun out a little bit, didn't I? All this snow on the road, I'm afraid, does make this vehicle particularly difficult to drive. Okie dokie, and bloody hell, went straight into front. Right, I'm going to try and jump my way out of this one, and no, straight into someone's driveway. Okay, that didn't work. Let's see if we can just jump out and we'll jump and boost, and whoops, it daisies. Right, okay, that didn't go the way I'd hoped for, but never mind, we're on the street, I suppose, so that's all that counts. And there are the police, and they do seem quite insistent on talking to me still, and that really is a wretched nuisance. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so there we go. That's what this is what the Scramjet is all about, leaping and boosting and spinning into infinity, don't you know? It really is rather a lot of fun. Is it worth $3.5 million? Well, in my opinion, yes, it is. It really is. I mean, you shouldn't expect any practical application for this vehicle, you understand. I mean, it's not going to help you on any missions or such forth, but it really is a jolly good fun vehicle to drive. And there we go, leapy, boosty, and all that, and slam into a wall. Now, I'm afraid that sort of thing's going to happen quite a lot, you know. It's pretty much inevitable with this vehicle that when you do take it out, you're going to be boosting and spinning along, and it's going to be fairly uncontrollable, I'm afraid. Now, as for the general handling on this vehicle, it hasn't got a particularly fast top end. It's not particularly the best handling, and so for that reason, we're not going to really take it on a standard lap. That would be entirely irrelevant, to be quite frank with you. Okie dokie, here we go. Now, like I said, I mean, it's not got a fast top end, you understand, without the boost, but of course, if one deploys the boost, then this vehicle's going to pretty much beat most things out there. And unlike other vehicles, boost vehicles like the Rocket Baltic, this doesn't take too long to recharge, so it is really quite good. Okay, here we go. Now we've come back to Maze Bank offices, don't you know, and I could take it inside. In fact, I do intend to store it in there, don't you know. But on this occasion, I don't think we're going to. This vehicle can be modified in the Avenger and in the MOC, so on this occasion, as it's a weaponized vehicle, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call out my Avenger and take it and have it weaponized in there. And in the meantime, I'm going to let my good friend Mr. Raccoon have a go in the Scramjet, and why not? Okie dokie, and as you can see, there's my Avenger, and jolly good. Okie dokie, and there we go. And I'm going to let Mr. Raccoon have a little play in the brand new Scramjet, and why not? Okie dokie, there we go. Right, and he's up in the air, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, that is what the Scramjet is all about. Simply leaping into the air, pressing the boost, and then you're going to fly somewhere across the map in an entirely unpredictable manner, 9 times out of 10. Of course, it is possible to sort of get a grip for using this, and that's pretty much how you do it. If you keep it level and keep it in a straight line, you're going to have more control over the flight there, but you're not going to really have any control over where it lands unless you've been practicing the same maneuver time and time again. Okay, rather stuck there now, aren't we? Right, okie dokie, and not at all. Not in this vehicle. You're never stuck anywhere, don't you know? Okay, starting to smoke though, isn't it? Right, that's not a good sign. And here we go again. Boom, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, this really is what the Scramjet is all about, just fun and games. Okay, unfortunately, Mr. Raccoon really has rather done some damage to the vehicle, and it has caught fire there, and effectively, yes, it has been destroyed. And now he thinks it's just absolutely suitable to shoot me with an up and atomizer after having destroyed my vehicle, and I thoroughly disagree with him. And so I'm going to express that through the use of gunfire. Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jolly good. Right, okay, so yes, unfortunately the Scramjet has been destroyed, you know, sort of thing happens, particularly with this vehicle, and so I'm going to phone in Moore's Mutual, don't you know.
How can we help you? I'll look into it.
Okay, so there we go. Now we've called Moore's Mutual. All we need to do is to call the mechanic and ask him to request that he should deliver the scramjet to my location. That's exactly what I'm going to do currently.
I can bring him around. It's on the way.
Okie dokie, so it shouldn't be too long now, and while I wait, I'm just going to pug up, you know, it's Christmas time, maybe Santa Paws. No, I just think Puglo Escobar. Yes, there we go, now I'm Puglo Escobar. Okay, jolly good. And damn it, I've been run over by a car. Well, that sort of thing does happen to dogs, you know. Right, okie, and there's my scramjet. Okie dokie, jolly good. Right, and you can see the Avenger on the roof there, of the roof of the multi-story car park, and that is where I shall be heading. And do not take the damage of the car to in any way assume that I tried to jump up there 19 or 20 times before giving up and driving. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go then. We're heading on inside the Avenger so that we can perform the necessary upgrades to the Scramjet and jolly good as well. And as always, of course, we will be running through this at double speed. You know, there are a number of liveries there you can see, and rather fetching, some of them, quite frankly. But I'm going to keep this in a plain white, I think. Okay, right there we go, running through some of these options. So yes, I'm going to have some bulletproof tires. I do believe, after all, this vehicle probably will attract the attention of other players in the game. Right, okie dokie, yes, I think time to exit the Avenger, don't you know? Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, now the Scramjet has been fully upgraded, so then let's give it another go then, shall we? And straight away, yes, hit a bloody wall. Okay, well, never mind, that sort of thing's bound to happen, you know. Okay, now as for these missiles, if we press square, we can cycle through them, and we see them there, so we're going back to them, and there we go. Okay, jolly good, you know. And they really are rather good missiles. Okie dokie, now, unfortunately, there's not much cause not much cause to really use them in this particular video. In fact, really, quite frankly, in this game, I mean, whilst it is absolutely, there we go, how about that? Yes, whilst they are quite amusing to have on this particular vehicle, it's not really particularly, can't really be used, should I say, for offensive purposes, unless in the hands of a very skilled driver. If one is particularly proficient with this vehicle and very experienced, then yes, it is possible to use this vehicle in a defensive and indeed offensive manner. And how about that spinny through the air? This really is what the Scramjet is all about, you know. And there we go, landed it as well. How about that? Haha. Right, okay, so yes, like I was saying, unfortunately, because of the wayward nature of this vehicle, like I said, the sheer unpredictability of where you're going to go, unless you are extremely proficient, it really is more for fun than anything else, and those missiles aren't going to have much use, I'm afraid. You can take it on missions and such forth. They're perfectly reasonable missions. I've got myself stuck, haven't I? Okay, well, fortunately, like I say, in the Scramjet, you're never really stuck. All you need to do is press that leap button, which is, pressing down on the D-pad there, or the stick, I should say. And, yes, you'll leap into the air, and then you press X for the boost, and you're always going to get yourself out of any tight spot 9 times out of 10. And there we go, onto the motorway. Right, okay, so like I was saying, there's no real offensive or defensive capabilities, this car, in the sense of course, it has got rockets, it is very fast, but it's just absolutely wayward, and so unpredictable, it can't really be used in any meaningful way. It really is just for fun, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I say, perhaps you might consider that a rather hefty price tag for a bit of fun. After all, it is $3.5 million, or $4.5 million if you're damn fool enough not to undertake the hunting pack mission. And once again, I've got myself stuck, haven't I? Okie dokie, there we go, right here. Now a little bit of luck, there we go, got myself loose, and we should be able to launch off this no problem at all. Okay, never mind, right, here we go. Now, of course, the main problem with this Scramjet is sooner or later, in fact, more likely sooner, you're going to end up in the water, and that's going to cost you about $10,000 or more. Okay, there we go. Now, fortunately, very shallow water. Okay, leap out of it, and now I'm back in the water upside down. Yes, it is a rather unfortunate thing about this car. It does seem to be drawn towards water, don't you know? No matter where you leap, you're going to end up in a swimming pool or a lake or somewhere. But it's rather jolly, I've got to say. So, like I said, I have seen videos on this where people have been sort of using it in offensive capability or defensive capabilities, but I wouldn't really expect any such, unless you're going to spend a great deal of time on using this car. We're going to hit water again. Bloody well, yes. Look, how about that? What did I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? You always hit sodding water in this vehicle. Okie dokie, so like I say, I wouldn't expect any more from this vehicle than just a lot of fun. And if leaping around like a maniac is fun to you, then I can assure you you're really going to enjoy this car. There's a swimming pool there, I'm going to land in it, aren't I? Right, okie dokie, thank goodness for that, landed on the roof. Okie dokie, so yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's my review of the Scramjet? Well, I think this is absolutely one of the most entertaining vehicles on the game. Right, we're going to take it back inside now, and whoops-a-daisies, terribly sorry, sir. Right, there we go. Yes, the Scramjet, ladies and gentlemen, 4.5 million or 3.5 million. Pay it if you the extra million. If you can't be bothered to do the hunting pack, I can't imagine why you would go through that. Okay, so here we go now, delivering it back to the Maze Bank offices. Now, like I said, this vehicle has to be weaponized in the Avenger or the MOC, but it can be stored anywhere else that you should so choose. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Scramjet, is it worth 3.5 million? In my opinion, absolutely yes it is. I mean, expect absolutely no practical function out of it. It's not going to get you around the map any quicker. You're just going to end up in water. It's not particularly good for combat, but it is jolly good fun, as you can see here. Now we're just going to take it out one more time because, oh my god, there's water down there again, isn't there? Right, okay, yes, I'm going to absolutely, no, right, thank goodness for that. Okie dokie, came jolly close though, didn't I? How about that? Well, like I say, this car really just seemed to gravitate towards the old liquid stuff, you know. Right, and there I go, spinny, jolly good. Now I'm going to take this car out one more time, I think, just to have some neon lights fitted to it and drive it around in the dark. So, like I was saying, there are really no practical benefits to this car in any way. Like I say, can't be used in an offensive or defensive manner. Can't really be used to get yourself around the map quickly because the damn thing's so unpredictable that whilst you may technically be able to travel faster in this vehicle than most other vehicles, you're just going to keep hitting things or crashing into things. So, in that way, only use this car or only expect to get fun from this vehicle, is the best way to explain it. No practical application whatsoever that could be spoken of, just a lot of fun. Okay, now we're going through one more time. You can have another look at those liveries perhaps if you like. That's rather interesting, isn't it? Rather gaudy there. But like I say, I'm going to keep it in the white, quite what that purple's all about there. But really, I've only brought it in here, like I say, to have some neon lights, some downlighting fitted to this vehicle. And that's exactly what I'm going to do currently. Now it's a white car, and I think maybe the white line. But it is rather plain, isn't it? I don't know if that'll really rather do for something like this. Sort of got my deluxo in mind with my crew colours there, and that sort of gives it an unworldly feel. And this car's rather an unworldly car, so I do think that perhaps, yes, I think perhaps I shall go with the crew colours in the end. Right, okay, well, not neon lights, I don't really care, to be quite frank with you. There we go, okie dokie. So that's just down to the colour, I would expect. There we go. Right, yes, I think so. Group colour, that'll do. Yes, jolly good. Now, of course, like I say, not much cause to really use the missiles on this game. Like I say, I mean, they are very good, but that's something I haven't touched upon. They are, when they do lock on, they are sort of equal to the Deluxo, really. Perhaps not that good, but maybe they are, you know. They're really very good missiles. Now, that gentleman's just gone and clipped me, hasn't he? So I think I'll just take this opportunity to use the missile. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to lock on here, but here we go. Right, missed him. Okay, one more time, I think. Bloody hell. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.